Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tag Tuesday. I am working still on that box of facelifting. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to work on this. After today, I should be able to dive into this. I'm going to choose a day this week and just focus on this and call this done so I can look at some new tags. I don't want to start any tags till I get that cleaned and organized into its box, and that way I can get rid of one box and just have one box and sit this in a spot where I can go have that ready. And it's starting to drive me crazy. After today I should have my journal that's the same as I have a lot of fussy cutting and a lot of scrap papers lying everywhere because of some things that I have to get done right now. So I'm tired of that mess. So what I've done is, one, I needed to do 2 tags for a journal that I'm completing today. So I first grabbed those, and then today I grabbed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I still have this one that I put the wallpaper on last week, but I hadn't embellished it. Now, not all I'm going to embellish. I'm probably do a couple maybe embellished, but my goal is this today. Let's see if we can do that in an hour. We'll see. So I'm going to start off with the 2 that I need first. I've tried a couple things. I was thinking I might use, I created this and, well, I created this one, but there was 2 more. I'll show you what I used them for. Oops, it's not an easy journal to pick up. It's a journal I have to finish today. So what I did is, this is my tag I'm going to make next week on our Tag Tuesday. And I got this from, when I do this tag, I'll make sure I link her. Her name just slipped right out of my mind. So I basically made this, I designed this last night, and that's what this strip is. And then I put a piece of script underneath it, and then I made this little tag with some scraps and 1 image, and I made a tag, and both of them have writing on it. You necessarily may not write on the small because you might have to untie it to write on it to go into my little belly band on this narrow page. And I made 2, another one on the other side of it too. And again, I created the strip that I just glued on there. I put a number, I put just a little word. I can't even think today. And again, I just collaged with some scraps there, some little itty bitty scraps that we get gathered up, and so to go in that little spot there. So that was left over from that. And then when I was thinking the pocket I'm going to fill, if I can find the pocket I'm going to fill. Where did the pocket go that I was going to do? Oh yes, I'm doing this pocket. I have these are little scrappy pads that I'm going to slide into here. And then, whoop, technically they're not completed. I have to put them together still. It's easier when they're together. But anyways, that's going in there. And so the tags I'm going to start off first are the tags that I'm going to put in the back here on each side. So that will be, then I just have to put those together and I can classify that pocket done. And then I have that completed and this completed. And so sometimes I'm just putting a little paper because I didn't want to lose the whole vintage. So, and I'm leaving this exactly the way it is, not touching it. So I think I need more tags, I think. I have to make another one to go in here. This goes on the other side. So I got a few more tags I got to make. That's a tag I just recently made. Loved how it turned out. I love doing collage tags. I really have really enjoyed that. And well, for that type of journal, it's been looking good. So that's my first focal. So those I created in smaller. So then I thought, oh, maybe I'll do this in the larger and see where I can go from there and which ones I want to use. I think I definitely want that heart and butterfly. I just want to know, I think I want to go this way. And again, if I don't use it all, it'll become scraps for thing. It's like I make these labels, and these are my ends, and I'm keeping them because we might do some collaging. So I keep all the long strips for as well. So I don't really throw a lot away if possible. So I think on it, I know I want that for sure. Now I almost wished I would have put a floral there, but that's fine. That's fine. I think sometimes what I do when I'm doing this, because I'm trying to, I know I want to make sure I get the heart and butterfly. So what I'll do is I will go like this, because there's no way because it's kind of in the middle of it. I kind of do an outline. So the first thing I know I can do, I lost my long ruler. I have my tear rulers I can find, but I have a long purple ruler, and I bought a purple so it would stand out and not get lost in my junk. So sometimes I just do this initial, because I find sometimes my paper, I need a new blade, and I keep putting it up. I go in to buy it, and then I see something, oh, I really think that's pretty, I really want that, and I don't buy the practical, which is silly to do, but I do that. And I'm not doing anything more to this tag, because I think the beauty of what is on this speaks for itself, and I kind of thought about that when I was putting the design together for it. What I'm going to do so that I don't screw this up and waste it, I'm going to put this whole thing on here and then trim the rest away it off. So I'm just going to take my glue, get it on. The only thing maybe I might do is put a word on it, maybe a number somewhere, small embellishments. I want to make sure this goes to the top and this goes to the side. That's the first thing. Like that. If you want it, you could put some lace on it if that's what you want it to do. I've been working on like designing my own stuff and things, but I don't have a good like photo editor that I do things in. So sometimes, like for me to sell digitals, it's hard to sell it. Some things I like when I make my fussy cut things and different things like that, I'll fussy cut them because just my digital doesn't allow me to do certain things. Just trimming that off because that's great for a small collage. There we go. And, a lot of times in tags, we always think we have to, sometimes with them, I leave them square. Now let's cover the back, and then we'll go ahead and, this kind of helps me because I'm sure I had some, I don't know if I have enough of this. Wait, once I trim the white, that could change it if I have enough room. My printer puts borders on everything. I've played around. I'm not technically, I'm pretty good with the computer. Oh, it's just going to be, look at that, just a smidgen off. Oh, but it fits this way, so we're lucky. And yes, I'm going to do this because you know how many times I have glued that white line on, thinking I'm going to miss it and tell myself miss it, and I don't. So many. Sometimes I was trimming a white thing off, and I save these because also I do something with these as well. They're not really something that you could write a little something on them. They're just more something I like to sometimes add into a little pocket. So I save these and make something with them. I put some aside to see if we could make these tiny tags. I think I've made one before on here, maybe even two. Let's get rid of my pencil lines there. Okay, now, there we go. Now let's glue this on. And I'm debating if I want to leave it square. I think I'm leaving it square. But then I've got the square there, so I might corner round them. I don't want the angled typical tag on these. But the reason I was going to leave it square, but then I have the two little scrappy pads that are a little square, so I'm thinking maybe I want to round them up a bit. Thinking that. So let me grab my corner rounder, which I don't know where I put last night. Oh, it's right in front of my eyes. Really, really, really. So this is what I was talking about that I make my own of. And because of the way my program is, I can't, so I sell these already ready to go. I don't have a bag example because, oh, I do. I was just looking everywhere for these and then they just popped out. So I make them up in little baggies of 25 and I think I sell them for $2.50 each. So that's what I love to do. So that's more, I love making ephemera and packaging it up. These are going to go in the store, and like I have ones that are more floral, and then I have ones that are more with more writing, and I don't call it steampunk because it's not steampunk, but it's, you know, it's got writing on. I mean, some could be used in steampunk, of course, because look, so it's more of a, it's not floral. Let's put it that way, and a floral. So I make them up little baggies. I'm working on these, as you can see, because they're not all full. So, and also what's going in the store, I have the thing is, I have a big package of butterflies right now in the store, and I made a bunch of new it's all butterfly ephemera. There's 140 pieces in this. There's the jars, there's journal cards. You could easily corner round them or put the angle on them and turn them into tags as well. And it's just packed full of everything butterfly. So that one's in the store. It's Purple Hearts Creations by Chrissy. It's $10 plus the shipping. Then I'm making smaller ones up of them. And they're going to be, there's more that's going to go in these. I have a little bit more to go in. And these are going to be $5. I'm not sure how many pieces in this yet. And then I have these coming, which are different ladies. This is 2 different sets. I go searching for royalty free. And then I have an owl and mushroom set coming as well. So these are things that are coming up into the shop this week. This is already in the shop. And this week as well, I'm going to try to get these up. Plus, I'm working on a package like this of vintage floral images that can be used as well. So those are some things coming up in my shop because that's kind of how I support myself. So with those and eventually journals too. I'm not fast at making journals. Well, I can't say that. I did a swap, so that's one thing that slowed me down. Oh, but I enjoyed doing the swap of a journal. I hadn't done one in over a year, so I don't do them often because the shipping isn't cheap on them. It's not bad, depending within Canada. I don't know what it is. I haven't had to ship one to the U.S. I think the U.S. I did the last time, I think it was about $23 because I don't do priority post. For instance, I had a lady in New Zealand, Laurel, and I just to check to see what it would cost if I tracked the package. When I shipped her packages that she bought it was a good size package. It was the big brown envelopes full, but I kept it pretty flat. Just regular mail, it cost $11. If I wanted to track that package, it was going to cost me $51. There's no sense in paying $51 for paper products. She bought a lot of ephemera from me. And the value is probably around $10, $15. So why pay $41? It'd be cheaper for me to just resend it if it got lost. Here, because we have now a carbon tax in Canada, so anything certain shipping things just really send up shipping prices. So I never track anything. It's cheaper for me just to remake it, resend it, than to pay $51 for a tracking number. It's not a guarantee it'll get there. I mean, it still could get lost, but at least she wanted the tracking more so we could see the time frame. So I know what day I sent it out, so I'm going to watch to see how long it takes regular mail to get to New Zealand. And I should check on her. I haven't checked lately with her. Oh, I forgot to corner round this first. So I'm going to make a corner round tag. So that's it. And for me, I'll put on the ribbon later, but I'm just going to fold it over and staple it. And I've been thinking I might not even do ribbon. I'm thinking I'm going to mesh up some tulle and I put it on like that. That's how my ribbon's going to go on. But I have purple tulle. Let me see. Where's my purple tulle? I have a piece of it here. That's the perfect size for that. And sometimes to staple it, it makes it a little easier if I put a knot in it. So I'll just, then it looks kind of like a bow too. But just try to get that knot as even as possible. And you don't even have to staple that. You could glue that on as well. You could put a hole and tie it like that, but I like it like this. And I'm going to just glue it because I think it'll work better. The only hard part about the glue is kind of, sometimes I just put it right on the knot instead of on the paper. Then I can make sure that I balance that more. There we go. And that's all I'm doing for it. And that's that tag done. That glue's just, oh, see? I might have to hold that for a second. Do I have something that's heavy that I can, I'm going to move this here out of the way. I'm going to slide this up. And I just happen to have a punch here. So I'm just going to put that on there. So there's that tag done. The nice thing about me creating that kind of collaged image, it's saving me a lot of time on that tag. So here we go. We'll get this other one done. I'm just going to trim up the side here. Today I have to make this video and a second video for my group, Junk Journal Craft and Chat. We're doing a monthly challenge, the JJCC monthly challenge, which is we're going to make different types of clusters and build our stash of clusters for the month of April. As well in the JJC the Junk Journaling Craft and Chat, I have a JJC weekly challenge as well. And it is for pockets. So this week, I don't even know if I put my new one up for the week. I gotta check on that. I think I did. Oh boy. So how do I want this? Sometimes what I do is I look. I think I want it here. But then I'm going to lose the bottom of those butterflies. If I take that down a little, one way or another, I'm going to lose a butterfly in this. So we just do it like that. I didn't think about it when I was designing it. I just threw some, I went on a search for vintage purple wallpaper, trying to find the copyrights, make sure that they're royalty free, all that stuff takes some time sometimes, and I did those last night. Watching some TV, ruler. And as you remember, I only trimmed the one side to make sure. So that's set for another. It could cut it and use it in collaging. I know on this one I'm going to fix it when I go back online, but I didn't want to waste this. I realized I didn't get the line all the way up. There's a little white line. But that's going to be an easy fix. All I'm going to do, I can do either two things. One, I think I might do this instead. It might stand out more. I had it on my desk last night. Yep, I still do. I bought this off of, I think it's Shabby Dabby Doodah, I think. But it was all kinds of numbers together, and I just, like, you could use it all together. But what I've been doing, in particular, because I like how small they are. And then I'm just going to, hope it's long enough now that I did that. Oh, but which side am I cutting off? That side. Oh, it needs a word. So we're not going to waste that number. We'll put that number. Well, we'll put that number somewhere. We'll have to pull out a word. So I'm just going to pop open my words here. I think I'm going to go with inspire. I just got to trim up some of the white off the bottom. Run it across the glue. Try to decide what I want to eat today. It's a tough choice today. I'm not sure what I'm in the mood for. There we go. And that adds a little more to it. Let me glue this on a glue stick. And I won't put the tulle topping on it this time because I have to cut another piece of it. I should have waited on that to measure it. Because it worked to be the perfect size. It's okay. I can figure it out again. And my paper. So I'm trying to match this up. Now, if say like I made a mistake and I came up short at the bottom, which I kind of think sometimes it's not always easy to get it to balance, but that's easy. If that happens, you just trim it. Especially since I'm just doing a corner round, I don't have so I'm just going to trim it there because I sort of didn't get it the straightest. So again, I'm just going to trim the back. Get rid of that. Oh, it's a nice piece to go on a collage tag. There we go. Trim the bottom. There we go. And when I was trimming that, I realized this corner didn't get enough glue. And when you do that, you have to be careful because you can shorten up your tag when doing that. Meaning you cut the paper only. Speak from experience. Go. Clean it up nicely. And with these, you don't really have to add more. Like I put the word in it. If you want to add a little more to your collaging, like I think I'm still liking this idea of this number, so I'm going to put the number there. If you have a little postmark, I mean, you can add a little bit more. Like this is kind of, doesn't have a lot there. Again, I could put another butterfly on this, cut out a butterfly. You can do anything like that. I could, just seeing what's handy on my desk, but without going into a deep dive here. There's nothing really handy. So, and that's all it takes. And I could put another thing, or I could also take, I'm just thinking something. I got these and I haven't used them yet. It's a box of the alphabet, and I loved it because I loved the wooden box it came in. And it has this. So what I'm going to do, now I haven't done this, and hopefully I don't screw it up. Glasses on. I'm going to take the P for purple. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I want a C. A C, C, C. A C. You can't see the C, C, C. There we go. The C. The R. I would do my initials, but my initials spell car. C-R. And I don't know why I'm choosing those numbers in particular. And lately I've been finding, because of these, I'm not good at straight lines when it comes to this. So I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape. And I'm just going to tape them together like that, so I can keep them pretty straight. Because I played around a little bit with them. There, it's not, it kind of needs something in between. There was a bit of a gap, but that's an easy fix. Put the 7 back. The only thing, they are tedious to put away and close up the box. I have found that out. And I've been thinking I might turn it around, but I see why they put it this way. It sits better. And the C. And I noticed in here there's a nice gap. So I'm going to take, where's the number 1? I think that's the number 1. And I'm going to try to add as straight as possible. Oh, it's not the straightest, but it doesn't matter. It's, there we go. It's faint, so I'm put that on there. And I got these on Amazon. And I love the little box it comes in. I think that's the reason I fell so in love with it. There we go. And then I'm going to corner around it. So I put my initials on it. There we go. Oh. And like, I'll save that. Like, it's not going to stick again on the wood, but I'll use that in collaging. There we go. It's sticking now. I'm just going to put that up there. And this one is done other than inking. And I'm not liking, I think it's just because of the butterfly. And I'm going to do a quick ink around. And, oh, helps to put the back on. Glad I flipped it over thinking it was done. What else do I have here? I have this purple I could put on there. Is it long enough? When I take the white off, let's see. And this isn't paper I've dyed. Because it takes a lot, I live in a basement, and so especially in the winter, for me to dye paper, I've only got a small table, so I can only do about 8 to 10 pieces of paper, and it can take up to a day to dry down here in the winter. So I print off my paper to back and save my dyed paper for if I'm doing for in the journal or the leftover. Sometimes I'll break a few of the pieces up for scrappy note pads and different things like that. Because when I'm doing this, I only need one side. So on dyed paper, I feel like I waste one side of it. And I should have waited to corner around it, but I thought I had that on. That's my excuse. I don't know what I want for lunch. I'm sitting here thinking, yesterday I was not hungry and I just ate some bread. And then last night we had what we call meat pie here, and it gave me such bad heartburn. I suffered all night. I could hardly sleep because every time I laid a certain way, oh, and I took so many Tums. And Boo Boo's here, and you're going to hear her meow because she thinks she gets food now. Well, it's right about her lunchtime. I've started the video earlier than usual because I have to make 2 videos today. Okay, now that I fixed that up and I didn't... There we go. Lay that flat a little. There we go. Now we can... And the only thing I have left to do for this to go in that journal and finish those pockets up is, that's called a flip-flop journal that I'm working on. And I got that idea from 507 Willow House Road, Leslie. I love making them. That one became a real fatty. I haven't even finished the back of it, and it's so fat as it is. Oh my. But at least the other pages of it, the last section of it is very few papers. So I might have to calm myself down with pockets because it's getting too fat. I'm bad for that. There we go. So that one's ready. So now let's work on some of these. Most people might not cover this, but this isn't, I find it too faded. It's not what I want. It's not something I would use. I found this as a freebie. I printed a bunch of different ones, and this one keeps sitting there because I think it's just too peachy for what I do. I have not really done much peachy. Mind you, this might, but then it would blend too well into it. So I'm going to cover it. And I have several different things here that I can cover it with. I do have this. I'm going to just pop this off to see. This is a collage page I made. Again, sometimes I'm playing around to see. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm actually going to glue the whole, do this. This is a nice, easy way to get one done, is by using collage pages sometimes, and I love using collage tags now. I think most of us do. I have to say that I think many of us like doing it. So I'm just going to lay it, and I'm going to trim it this way. Boo-boo, you're going to have to wait a little bit, baby love. When I go get lunch, I will feed you your lunch. A lot of people will give cats a big meal, like morning and night. I can't with her. I give her, because she eats too fast and she makes herself sick. So I give her small little bites through the day, just so that I can get her to slow down in her eating. She's a gobbler. She loves food. She's my fatty tabby. I love her to death, but she loves her food. No ifs, ands, or buts. She loves food. And a lot of times I do use a ruler to trim these things up. I sometimes find it easier and faster, but I still have to take the scissors and clean it up. In this case, I have to put my glasses on because the tag is white and the background paper is white. So for me to see it. And again, this is another easy one when I'm using this because I don't really have to embellish it much. I could put some lace on it if you want. I don't do a lot of lace trim because I find in pockets it gets little, but I'll do my lace on the top. On this, just nice word or a frame. But in this case, I think a nice word or phrase in here would be nice. See, it turns out so nice all by itself. It can go in a pink journal. It could go in a yellow journal. It could go in a nature journal. Let's go ahead and cover that back up. Oh, there's another piece I had kicking around. It's not big enough. Just doing this so that I this week I've been craving pasta and bread. I don't normally crave carbs like that. I try to keep my carb intake down, trying to eat healthier, lose some weight. And so I keep my carb level down. But this week, all I seem to want is pasta and bread. But for dinner, I know I'm making sausages. I don't like sausages. I make sausages for the little guy. Last night I make tortellini soup. That's what I really wanted to make. Of course, it's pasta. But he said, no, Tia, I want broccoli, sausage, and rice, please. Tomorrow night, I'll probably make butter chicken. And I have some naan and some rice with it. That's what today is, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I just have a meal Thursday to come up with something. And that's going to probably be tortellini soup. But I might mix that around because I'm just kind of getting over the heartburn. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I don't like sausages. But the little man, he loves sausages. And I let him choose a lot of times dinner. I let him have some choices. Unless I'm really craving something. Last night we had meat pie because I was not feeling the greatest. I was really exhausted and I didn't feel like cooking. So a meat pie I bought, he chose it out at the grocery store. So I threw that in the oven. We had some garlic bread. I threw some garlic bread. And then me and him ate avocado with it. I sliced up avocado. He loves avocado. He would eat a whole one by himself if you let him. Okay, so the backing is on now. How quickly was that one done? That's the nice thing about those collage papers. I don't, because that beautiful bird's on there, I don't have to do anything to that, really. So this tag is like basically ready to go in. And we're going to go ahead and just, and I think I want, we'll just put him on the top so we can see. Do we want to go small with a nice dark? Or, oh, baby, I know you're hungry, but you're going to have to wait. She's pacing me, meowing. She can't get up here, so let's see what's in here. Shine Bright. There's that one. There's another Shine Bright. Express. Sparkle. I'm almost wanting a dark colored one. I'm going to have to do, this is my lettering. I'm going to have to do some on a darker paper. I love how dark that is. Let's see what else we can do. Maybe something like this. Okay. So what I do is these are those little sleeves, and in here I put them words, and I put the first thing I put, this is Digital Hobby Helper, is the Etsy shop, and it's her inspirational words and her inspirational word labels. And that way over here's the, ouch, no, the journal boat inspirational words and quotes. So I put the Etsy, so if I have to reprint, this is Pink Monarch prints, and then I put which ones I bought so I don't forget, because believe it or not, I've bought a kit twice not realizing that I already bought it. Oh, I think this is perfect just now. Glasses down, just to let your light shine. I kind of liking. You are beautiful. Boo-boo. No. 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 Sorry. She's trying to figure out how to get up. Oh, I want this one. Follow your... follow your dreams. Or I'm going to put let your light shine. And those ones are really pretty, and they are from, I don't know. I don't have a label because I forgot where I got them. I have to search my Etsy buys and see where they're from. I can't remember who it was I bought them from. And you'll see that I have a bunch more to get fussy cut. Okay. We don't have to really do anything to this. We might just, so that if there's any white, boo-boo, no baby. She'll go crazy till I feed her. Or sometimes she gives up, but not very often. A lot of it has to do with my friend upstairs went to grab some stuff at the grocery store on his lunch break. He works from home and made lunch, so she was asleep. There we go. There we go. Let your light shine. That's all I'm going to do to this. How did I miss such a little piece with glue? I don't know. There we go. Done. And I don't, in my box, I don't very often put the top to it. So there's another one done. Let me check. I didn't. There's no food. Sorry. I'm just seeing what time it is. It's 1:23. Ooh, we don't got a lot of time left. Let's see what we can do. I'm just grab. Let's grab. Let's grab these, cover these up. Now with these, I'm thinking of doing a bit of collaging, but I might just do one with this old book page. I don't do journals this color, so I don't know why I ended up with these printed. I'll be honest with you. I think it was when I first started, I just, whatever I could find, I went ahead and so, I mean, you can do just book pages, you can do script, and then this can be embellished later to whatever journal you're doing. I put my ruler somewhere. Oh, here it is. Trying to get some covered. There we go. Trim it up. The thing with, if I were to collage all of these, they're probably going to take forever. Now with this, I can go ahead, and if I wanted to put a little color into it, that's where some of these smaller trims come in handy. Since I've used so much purple right now, let's pull out, I could go ahead and put this, which is what I think I'm going to do. Again, this is from that tag. Those things and I'm going to put that to the bottom. And that's how I'm going to leave it. So I'm just going to cover this up a bit. Just to add a pop of color into it. You could collage more if you wanted on this, but I'm just leaving it like that. She has food in her bowl, but she's being picky lately. It's the same food she normally eats, but this week, last week and this week, she's really been picky on what she eats. And I just leave it because if she's hungry enough, she'll go eventually eat it. So there we go. And now with this, a nice simple image on it. It could be butterflies. You could collage further if you wanted to do more of a square and do more to it. That's your choice. Where did I put my little bunny tray? See if I've got anything. So you could put another flower, or it would have to be a large flower, but then you have to try to find the kind of the right pink for it. That kind of would work, but I think it's just too small for it. So that's where a nice image would come in handy. Those are some of those lady images I was talking about. And of course, I don't have the right one sitting here. You could also, if you wanted to add more to it, put that number, kind of goes nicely with it. So I think I'm going to add that. And I need a better lady. Where am I going to put my bunny jar? It's my beautiful bunny tray. And when COVID was going on, it happened, of course, March, when it first happened, the first lockdown here in Canada, and all the stores closed. Well, they closed just before Easter, and so like places like Winners and that had all their stock in. And my girlfriend is an assistant manager for there. I worked there. That's how we met. And she ended up getting this beautiful tray for me. When the store opened back up, they had to mark all the Easter stuff down. She got this jar for me, this little tray for 80 cents. And when I was putting out my Easter decorations, I thought, oh, that's so pretty for my table for Easter. Put a few things in it that I can have to work on. I just wanted a touch of Easter, and I love it. So I like that number. Let's put that flower back. I know I have more. Oh, I have these flowers, but again, my flower choice is pretty pink. And I don't think I have anything that dark of a pink. Let me pull this out because it's just easier. I'm looking for something in particular. Oh, there's more of my ladies. Because this is flowers, I could go with a flower image, but I think it's not going to work as well. Let me see what I have in here. I'm going to be putting that there. Oh, she might work perfectly. We'll keep going for now. I can trim her up. So far I'm liking her. Ooh. Ooh. It's going to be now between those two so far. I don't think I want to go black and white. I think I'm going to make a choice. Oh, I hurt my finger really bad. Well, I didn't. My cat did. What a nice... Okay, let's decide on those images because we're running out of time and we didn't get money done. She goes back in there. So there's that one, and that doesn't look bad. But then I'm thinking... No, because she's so big. Now I'm thinking this one, but I'm going to trim her up so that there's not so much of that beige. See, we left some white on that, so we'll trim that up. I'm thinking the larger one. She just, for some reason, she's the one I'm going with. I like her. Now you could corner round her, but I'm just thinking I'm going to cut there off. Cough that'll never goes away. Okay, let's put this on because I really like that. So at least this way, we didn't just cover it. We did something, because it's boring just watching me cover tags. This way we did some, and I'm thinking of folding that over. I'll cover that with the paper. I'm putting her there. I didn't put a lot of ink on that because I don't want it extremely dark, but I do need a little more ink. And if you wanted to vintage a little, you could take and do a line like that. If you wanted to, you know, fold a corner over. type thing, and you could even fold that corner over. What you do is have to, and if you want it to, which I think I'm not going to do, but it's a thought. Those are things you can do if you want to put little tears in it and get it a little more vintage looking or antique. There we go. Voila, she's done. Okay, let's see if we can cover another one here. I'm looking at these collaged pieces. Let's go with this blue. It's really pretty. That. Did I bring any music? Let me move that for now. We'll just collage this. We won't embellish it. I do have a piece of music we could put on here. But I don't want all that plain white. I have this. What else do I have? I just have a few scraps thrown in the back of my desk. So seeing what I have. We didn't get as many tags as I was hoping to get done, guys. That's because I embellished. It's funny how quickly the time goes when you're on the camera. It just speeds on by so quickly. Where did that piece go that I was thinking of using? Here. And I don't have any music paper here, I don't think. Seeing what I have here. And there's also this. We can continue using this. And then add that to that. But it's a lot of the same. I just seen something up in my... Boo-boo, enough. Sorry. She gets obsessed with her litter, and she's scratching the wall with her nails. I inked all that because I'm going to tear some of that off. I think I'm going to put that like that. What I do is I go ahead and I fold it over so that I can see where I'm going. Like that so far. Like the scissors here, and now I'm back to the music paper. Yeah. We're not using the top of it. And we're not going to be using all of it. So where does this sit? Just so it gives me a guideline. And yes, I want to, sometimes I do put a little pencil line. It's going to be covered anyways. Because I do want to put it under, but a lot of times I don't want to waste a lot of the rest of my digital. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. Because this is what I'm working on. Go. Actually, before I put that down, let's ink this up. I just saw a pencil on it, and I inked on it, so I can't erase it now. And I want to age this up, so I'm crumpling it a little. I don't want it to look so new. Oh no, did I cut that too short?